Why is limping a pre-flop action in poker? Have you ever wondered why some players choose to limp into a pot instead of raising? Limping is a pre-flop action in poker where a player calls the big blind instead of increasing the bet. This means they are putting in the minimum amount required to stay in the hand. It is one of the basic pre-flop actions, along with folding and raising. The main reason players limp is to see the flop at a lower cost. This can be appealing when they have hands they want to play but do not feel strong enough to raise. Limping can be viewed as a cautious or passive way to enter the pot. However, many players consider limping to be a weaker strategy compared to raising. When a player raises, they can win the pot immediately if opponents fold. Raising also builds the pot when the player has a strong hand and helps define the strength of their opponent's hands. Limping, on the other hand, often gives up the initiative to other players. This can lead to multi-way pots, which are harder to manage and less profitable for hands that are not very strong. There are two main types of limping. Open limping occurs when a player is the first to enter the pot by just calling the big blind. Over-limping happens when a player limps after one or more players have already done so. While many seasoned players advise against limping as a standard strategy because it can signal weakness, some players find it useful in specific situations. For example, limping can be a tactical move in late position with speculative hands or to disguise the strength of a hand. In poker, limping is a pre-flop action that allows a player to enter the pot by calling the big blind instead of raising. It plays a role in the basic rules and hand rankings because it affects how the pot builds before the flop and influences the dynamics of the hand. Although often seen as a passive move, limping can still be a strategic option depending on the situation and the player's style.